Hey, what's up, guys? Evan Aldo here. I'm going to give you guys a Ethereum and Bitcoin technical analysis update. How I'm looking at the market right now. I am kind of hunting at least a scalp short position, at least something, a scalp long position. Excuse me. It's at least something in the long area. I want to talk about just a little bit about a lot of people got wrecked yesterday. A lot of longs got destroyed. I know in my live stream I didn't want to sound like too arrogant about it or anything like that. I just, I just kind of, a lot of people when they first started this, they put large amounts of money into a leverage account and they go degenerate long a lot of times. They go high leverage. They're not really following a technique. They don't know where to take profits and all these things. And, what happens? They get liquidated. They don't even have a stop loss on. And it kind of irritates me sometimes because I don't like seeing people lose money. I kind of really want to help you guys, as much as I can. And, you guys need to know where to set stop losses. I mean, look at my main video on my channel showing you guys where to set stop losses above and below swing highs and lows. Very important, or resistance points, very important to do that. And, when I see people in the chat, saying they blew out their entire account or things like that, like, I mean, come on, you gotta use good risk management. Know what you're doing here. Know what you're doing before you put a crazy amount, in trade. I mean, this isn't gambling. This is not gambling. This is okay, maybe professional gambling, but it's above that. And if you're just putting a large amount of money on high leverage, going long before it crashes, that's not going to work out, guys. I'm working on some other resources to help you out, but in the meantime, check out my video on stop losses for that. It's a lot of it's, hedging your bets, take profits and set stop loss to entry point. If you did that at this spider line, that's why I'm a Coinbase chart. I want to just do it different. My Gemini chart has a better spider line right here, and you would have been fine. Also follow me on Twitter. I do give updates on Twitter, but let's get into it. So basically what I'm looking at right now in Bitcoin is we're looking basically the same on higher time frames. VWAP coming way down the daily. It looks like we may bottom out pretty soon. I mean, usually these big corrections, usually it's not exactly a V-shaped recovery. Usually you consolidate and keep in mind, I mean, money flow still doesn't seem to be coming. I mean, back in on 12-hour, VWAP is coming up here, so we can consolidate for a bit. September is normally a red month for crypto and Bitcoin in general. I like to look at history. That's one of the fundamental things I look at, aside from just technical analysis on this. We could, consolidate for a few weeks here. I mean, it's possible, a more bearish case, if we go into the red here, we would come down and then probably come up or bottom out around September 23rd and then correct from there. So it'd give us some 2 weeks of bearish sideways action. And then a recovery into October and making October a green month, and eventual run up to maybe $100,000 to $200,000 Bitcoin, what I think by December, keeping traditional cycles, what I think is the most likely scenario for this. So yeah, I mean, in the short term though, what I'm looking for is a long position. VWAP is coming up on the 4-hour. That's a fat VWAP down there. Usually when it's below the zero line for a while and it comes up, you're going to get at least, you're going to make a couple bucks at least in a scalp trade. There, so I like what that's looking like. 2-hour, I mean, look at this. We met money flow crossover into the red. I mean, this isn't bullish. Like, this isn't bullish for the medium term for the next month. I mean, if we come down, we bottom out around September 13th, so next few days. I mean, we stay bearish. That's a big possibility too. I mean, you gotta look at all these possibilities. 1 hour. I mean, we're printing a red dot right now in the 1 hour, so. I told you guys on Twitter a little while ago, if we saw a money flow crossover into the green again here, I would have went long, but it didn't happen, so I'm not long yet. I waited out yesterday. I took profits on my short position around 44 or whatever when it started coming back up. Did that live on the stream for you guys, and the main way I saw it was on the 30-minute. This is where I did a starter position on this money flow crossover right before I started the stream yesterday. It was a 10K position, just a tiny starter position, and that worked out very well. I mean, even small positions, people talk about, oh, you're not gonna, when you're doing $100,000 margin trades, yada yada, it's gonna be so much harder. But guys, you don't need to have huge $100,000 or $1 million margin positions to make some decent money with this, especially for people just starting out. I mean, when I first started out trading, I put $200 worth of Bitcoin in my Bybit account, and I would just mess around with that. And if I lost it, it wasn't a big deal. And so yeah, especially if you're starting out, you don't need crazy high, amounts of leverage or amounts of money to succeed at this. I mean, there's a lot of new people in it, so I want to show you guys, this isn't a get rich quick scheme. This is not gambling. This is a professional version of hedging your bets in a way where you're going to win over time, and you can do it. There's proof of that. So we look here, this fib level, and got nice rejection off of this 382 fib level from top to bottom. Maybe we'll bounce off of the 236 fib level or this spider line. I will look what's happening on that spider line. 20 minute, I want to see a money flow crossover into the green on the 20 minute. That's what I'm really looking for before I want to go long here. I mean, some of these other time frames, 6 hour, I mean, it doesn't look half bad. I mean, you're choppy here, so it does look indicative of maybe we will come up. But these, you gotta watch it. You gotta watch it here, guys. Be careful. I mean, a lot of people I know too, like because I talk to a lot of people who are new at this and who are starting and who, were in these degenerate longs the other day, and a lot of them are just going long again. They're trying to degenerate long kind of again. Oh, okay, we'll catch the bottom here. It's kind of gets to the point where you're trying to catch a falling knife. Like, you may be able to make a couple bucks there, but a lot of them just want to keep the trade in a long time. That's not, you got to know where to take profits, guys, at fib levels, spider lines, or whatnot. So yeah, let's look at the even the 10 minute. I mean, yeah, I want to see money flow crossovers. I want to see money flow crossovers before I go in. I don't. We were looking, what would most likely, what a lot of people were thinking was going to happen. We were just thinking, it's going to come right back up or in a curve up, but no, not always. So I didn't see enough of what I wanted to go long yesterday. So I sat out, and I'm still sitting out. For that. So that's Bitcoin for you. And one last thing, I don't know if I showed you, this is a good place to take it, especially when we have big, this fib level from top to bottom here. We got a nice rejection off of that, and then nice, this acted as nice resistance, this 382 yesterday. And we'll go on the 15 minute. And yeah, this is acting as resistance right now, this fib level. So we'll see what happens. It's important. This is a strong fib level. I mean, this is a strong fib level. You don't want to be going long unless it looks really, really good when you're banging into it on the way up. I mean, this is important here. So let's look at Ethereum, and it's pretty similar. Ethereum is a pretty similar beast right now. So yeah, basically, I mean, we want to see the 4 hour does look better on Ethereum, but it is coming up there. So that would be indicative of if we do have the more bullish scenario, you'd get like that. The more bearish scenario would just bring you down, and then maybe you come around, you bottom out, somewhere in a couple weeks. We have some sideways bearish action for a couple weeks. We come down, and then we recover into October or the end of September. That's kind of what I'm leaning towards right now when I'm thinking what might happen. There was a lot of FOMO, a lot of people who had really no business, didn't know much about crypto, were kind of FOMOing into it. A lot of people texting me that don't really know much about it. So that's usually indicative of a correction, or at least getting boring for some time. So what we can do here is we could draw the fib level, talked about just like we did on Bitcoin, and we could see, it seems like we're rejecting off of that fib level, kinda. Ethereum's more volatile, so yeah, we rejected off of it right there last night and went down that fib level. So we're just jumping around there. We could draw their fib level, the other one like I did at Bitcoin, from top to, actually on the daily it'd probably be easier, from top to bottom here, and we look here, and nice rejection off of that, and then this seems to be acting as support. This is acting as support right now. However, I'm just not, I want to see something even, I want to see us coming into green in one of these time frames. Like even 6 minute, we're coming back. I mean, even, I want to see something a little bit better. Like I want to see more money coming in before I'm confident to go long here. That's what I want to see before I open a trade here. So that's Ethereum. Basically the same as Bitcoin. I think we most likely will stay bearish or sideways boring for a week or two, then recover. Or we could stay sideways boring or bearish for, up to October and then recover there. keep in mind, guys, if history is any indication, Bitcoin, crypto is normally red in these months. We could look at ADA a little bit. Let's look at ADA, Cardano. And Cardano probably looks, I mean, we're coming into the red on the 4-hour. VWAP is coming up there. How's the 15-minute? Basically the same deal as everything else. I want to see something better before I go long here. I want to see us come into the green somewhere. I mean, here here, maybe there, but that wouldn't have worked. I mean, these small, anything under 10 minutes tough, right? I usually don't, for the type of trading I do, I usually almost never look at anything below the 10-minute. So yeah, that's Cardano. We could draw out a fib level from, this one's interesting because we did get an all-time high. This is such a racehorse, this Cardano. Yeah, nice rejection off of that 0.5, and then we're kind of in the middle there. So yeah, we that's acting as support. Maybe we come down, get some support off of this fib level. That would look nice if you want to get into Cardano. Maybe go long there. Might not be a bad place around 227. So we'll see what happens, guys. Be cautious. Anything could happen here. Remember, in trading, 2 rules. Anything could happen, number 1. And number 2, you don't need to know exactly what's going to happen to make money. It's all about hedging your bets and taking profits at the right time. Hope this video helped you out, guys. Check out, if this seems really complicated for you, check out Jason Casper's trading course below, 17% off. Just gonna code Avenaldo. That's a trading course I first took when I first started learning about all this. It really helped me out a lot. That's the best course I know of on how to use market Cipher, how to interpret it, and all this. It's really concise. He does a great job in it. If you know of any other resources, any other courses, let me know in the comments below. I'd be curious to hear about it. If you know of market Cipher, discount code ALDO15, 15% off. And check out my other links below if you want to help support the channel. They're all things that I personally use and have benefited from. I'm never going to link you to anything that I haven't used or benefited from. All right, guys, have a good one. Goodbye.